let's meditate for a moment or two. How about that? So I invite you to get comfortable in your chair right where you are, allowing yourself to feel supported by the chair. Like, feel that support. Sit up straight. You're important. Sit up straight with authority. And allow your eyes to close if it's comfortable. And as your eyes are closing, imagine your heart is opening. And so let's consciously and deliberately place our attention on the heart area, as if you can breathe directly into your heart. Feel that. Feel each and every inhale right into the heart. Feel each and every exhale right from the heart. Inhaling deeply, and in your own mind, hear your own voice. Every inhale, I am love. Every exhale, I am grateful. At your own pace, in your own mind, every inhale, I am love. And every exhale, I am grateful. Just be with that, feel that for a few moments. Now, as we're feeling love and we're feeling gratitude, I invite you to imagine yourself walking along the beach. Imagine, see yourself walking with your toes in the sand. Feel your toes in the sand. Feel the waves washing over your feet. Still continuing that mantra, I am love, I am grateful, with each and every breath, with each and every step. Feeling the breeze upon your body. Feeling the sun. Smelling the ocean air as you continue to walk along the beach. And as you continue walking along the beach, you see a chair, a beach chair sitting there with an umbrella over it. Now imagine yourself walking away from the water towards that beach chair. Still feeling the breeze, still feeling the warmth of the sun, still aware of the ocean aromas. Take a seat in this comfortable beach chair and take a look, scan the ocean. Look how vast the ocean is. You can still hear the waves. Perhaps you might even hear some birds. Just listen. And as you scan this vast ocean, you look up into the sky and see how vast the sky is. Wow, there's more ocean and more sky than my eye can even catch. Wow, this is a big universe. And so as you're sitting in the beach chair, you begin in your own mind, just creating a gratitude list. I'm thankful for this beach chair. I'm thankful for this beach. I'm thankful for this moment. Spend a few moments just creating a gratitude list in your own mind. And after a few moments, take another look out into the ocean. Again, feeling gratitude for this very moment. And so you put your feet back into the sand and step up from the beach chair. Start walking back towards the ocean. Take a look over your shoulder and see that chair there. So thankful. So thankful that it was there. So thankful for the opportunity to make a gratitude list. And now see yourself walking back along the beach. And this time, you'll move away from the ocean. There's a bench there. Walk towards the bench and imagine yourself wiping the sand off your feet. Again, giving thanks for this day. And as we all sit in gratitude for this day, I'll take a moment to speak a word of blessing for this service as we bring the meditation to a close. We're open and available to prayer. Mother, Father, God, infinite intelligence, I am thankful and grateful for this opportunity to pray. Thankful and grateful for this service this day. Thankful and grateful for this new year, the promise of goodness that this year brings. I'm so thankful to know that God is everything. I'm so thankful to know that everything is God. Everything I see is God. Everything that is invisible is God. Every sound is God, and every silence is God. Everything I know is God, and even every mystery is God. Even the things that I think I know that I really don't even have a clue about, it's still God. Everything is God, and God is everything. I exist, therefore I must be created in the image and likeness and out of the very substance of God. And as I know this to be my truth, I know the same truth for everyone present here, that we show up individually and collectively as God itself, nothing less. And so I already know that God's mission of lighting up the world with love is already being fulfilled through each of us and through all of us. This particular day, we get to say yes to life, and our very own Reverend Frida gets to be the voice of God so that we can hear how to say yes to God. I'm thankful for Sydney Rogers, who shows up with their yes and way of showing up as saying yes to life. Oh, we've already said yes to life just by showing up to this meeting and clicking on enter the room. So what I know is that this yes is so profound. It carries within it the answer to everything we are looking for. So there's no more looking. Instead, we just join God's joyous celebration of itself, and we can't be left out because we're one with God. Therefore, this is our joyous celebration. And so again, we share it with everyone in grace and gratitude. As I release this prayer, we let God take over, guiding and directing us from glory to greater glory. It is done, and so it is. Amen. So speaking of lifting up, I'm going to invite Reverend Tom Hennessy to invite us to lift up the world with our voices and our mission statement. Reverend Tom.
Good morning, everyone. Today, let's first off, let's start with the Namaste. Namaste is a Sanskrit greeting, It's placing your heart, placing your hands in a prayerful position on your heart, bringing it up to your lips, bringing it up to your third eye, bringing it back down to your lips, bowing, and just saying, Namaste. I salute the God in you. And so it is. Okay, our mission statement here is on the screen. You can say it in the privacy of your own home, but the more of us that say it, the stronger it gets, and knowing that it is true. Inspire is a spiritual community of like-minded souls committed to walking our talk in joyous fellowship by demonstrating the power of love, compassion, and non-judgment every day in every way. Recognizing the divinity of all life, we stand together. Recognizing the divinity of all life, we stand united by actively liberating humanity by healing judgment, fear, and shame within ourselves. Our intention to create world peace, piece by piece. Whoa! Okay, and now it's my pleasure to welcome to the screen Sydney Rogers, starring our God Shop.
Oh, ooh, I'm on the big screen. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. My name is Cindy Rogers. My pronouns are they and she. I'm a Inspire practitioner here at Inspire, and I'm here to give your God shot. Thank you so much for asking me. I had to write it down just to get my thoughts in order. So I'm going to read from what I printed, but if things catch me, as God says, I will speak too. I grew up saying no to a lot of things. No to drugs, no to ditching school, no to alcohol before I turned 18, actually turned 21, but no to anything I thought took me off the path I was on. My mom pushed me to understand that what I was saying no to now was to benefit me later in life. I got so used to saying no to hanging out and partying with people because of studies that it made it easier not to have friends or excuse the fact that I was isolated and alone. It was upbeat and kept me safe. I believed in my life until I got into college, saw what I was missing, and said yes to many things and overindulged until it caught up with me to the point of self-destruction. Crawling out of that hole in 2013 when I got sober was one of the hardest things I ever did, or so I thought. But I realized I had to say yes to life. Yes to living the way that would serve me. Saying yes to myself that I am worth fighting for. Being told messages for so long, I forgot that I was worthy of being saved in the first place. I remember these mantras when I was younger. My mom would say, the struggle is real. I have to work twice as hard to get half ahead. I'll always be watched when I walk in stores for being Black, or the system is rigged. These mantras and messages have been programmed into me without considering how ingesting them makes people think we aren't ever meant to win. We aren't ever meant to achieve or find love, not with someone else, let alone themselves. It has been an undercurrent throughout my life until I found Inspire and other tools to strengthen my connection with God. I had to say a firm yes to myself, to healing, to connect with people that would support, and I support them. I didn't say yes to life, honestly, until then. Then August 13th, 2022 came, and I lost my mom. And I had to face what saying yes to life really is. Truthfully, I wanted to die with her. I lost the person who loved me unconditionally from the moment I drew breath. But like Whitney Houston says, I didn't know my own strength and I didn't crumble. Saying yes to life means harvesting what others have taught you. Saying yes to continuing to live when loved ones pass. Seeking justice when getting laid off instead of revenge. Learning to pick yourself up and call out to people who want to be there for you. Support systems, prayer, meditation, growth. Saying yes to those things means saying yes to life. Ask yourself, what am I saying no to honestly when I say no to spending time with friends because I have to work? When I say no because I think I don't have enough time, or when I don't take care of myself by eating well, sleeping well, or isolate in the name of study or work. We get caught up in the whole saying yes thing, yes. I know it can be profound and it makes for a great TikTok post by saying yes to things, but I had to dig down and really say yes to mourning my mother my way, crying when I needed to, let the emotions run and not letting saying yes dictate how I'm supposed to heal, work, laugh, love, or live. So I say yes to life, but I make a caveat. Ask yourself, where does it leave you? Where is God in the picture? Are you willing to allow yourself to change even if it feels uncomfortable? I would be remiss if I didn't ask that of myself too, because at times I hear a loud inner no. But going into 2023, I am building up to a joyful yes. What about you? Thank you.
Sydney, wow. Thank you so much. Your authenticity is absolutely gorgeous.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for saying yes to sharing yourself with us today. And the next one sharing of herself will be our very own Reverend Alfreda Lanoix. So Reverend Frida, take us home.
Wow, that was absolutely so powerful. Sometimes I get caught up when I'm listening to the God shout, and it just warms my heart and it takes me so somewhere. And Sydney, that really took me somewhere, because sometimes in life, saying yes to life can be so difficult. Wow. Okay. Let me try to get myself together after that. Saying yes to life, to the possibilities, because when we're saying yes to life, what we're saying is yes to who we are and who we are authentically, and we're saying yes to that spirit, that God that is within us. And sometimes that can be so difficult, oh, because we've had so many experiences that sometimes have disappointed us. And when we find ourselves disappointed, it becomes very difficult sometimes for us to keep it moving. But life is evolution. Life is continual change. Life is movement. I know you've heard it said, you got to keep it moving, because once you stand still, sometimes you miss the opportunities or the possibilities that are always out there. I say this all the time. The universe simply says yes, yes to your will and yes to your way. But you have to be aware of the power of who you are. Wherever you are in your life right now is where you have chosen to be. It's what you have created, whether you recognize it or not. That's how powerful you are. So today, Happy New Year. This is a new year and a new opportunity to have new adventures and to be able to say yes to life. When you say yes to life, you're saying yes to change. And I know you remember that song that they used to sing, and they still do, that everything must change. and nothing stays the same. Well, that's what it means by when we embrace life on life's terms, and that we know that everything must change. I've said this year after year after year, is that I don't care what you do, right? I don't care how you pray, how you meditate, how you burn candles. At the end of the day, life will what? It shows up, you guys. It is like UPS, American Express, and now Amazon. It will find you. And even if somebody steals your package, there's another package coming, honey. It will find you. That's the beauty of life. But when life shows up, it gives you the opportunity to show up to life. I get to see who I am. You know, a lot of times we think in our minds, I think that I'm this, or I think that I'm kind, or I think that I'm giving, I think that I'm loving. But only when life shows up, only when the situation happens, do you really get to see who you are. And hopefully you can see it without judgment. Because sometimes, you know, I fall short. Sometimes I really feel or felt that I was further down the road. Sometimes I thought I was really more kinder or more gentle. And I realized that, oh, wait a minute, girl, that's an area you still need to work on. So when you're learning to embrace life on life's terms, that does not mean that life is always good or life is always bad, because life is just what it is. And we make the judgment call of what we call good or bad, because life is change no matter what you're going through. See, this is the thing that's so beautiful about life, is that life is constant change. No matter what it is that you're going through, there's a verse that says, no matter what I'm going through, the power of it is that this too shall what? Pass. Ooh, there's an African proverb that says, when the music change, so should the dance. When the music change, so should the dance. When life changes from young to old, when we get to a place where we no longer can burn the candles on both ends, because sometimes, you guys, you got to blow the candle out. So what? Some of us are still dancing to the old stuff. And it's okay, you know, to recognize it. But when that dance no longer serves you, when that dance no longer serves your experiences, once you know something, you cannot unknow it. And so once you know it, it requires that you evolve in order to embrace it. Listen, each phase of our life holds its own treasures that only comes with time. And the acceptance is the key. You know, I still have some friends that refuse to embrace who they are. They're still trying to hold on to their youth. And see, the thing about that, when you hold on to something in the past, you miss the jewel, the opportunity, the richness of who you are right now. I seriously, I would not even want to be 20, 30, 40 again. I love the 60s. I love being 67, because with the richness of being 67, honey, there's things that I won't accept. There's things that I won't do, because I have embraced the power of who I am. And you can only embrace that when you've embraced every phase of your life. Not to accept that is to leave behind some of the richness and the experiences that we've gone through. Ooh, for everything, there is a season and a time. And whatever season that you're in, when you find yourself in the spring season of your life, which is new birth, new opportunities, when you find yourself in the summer, which is the richness, because now you've been able to have some experiences in your life. And then the fall, when you say, you know what, I can let some things go. This no longer serves me. This relationship is no longer good for me. This job doesn't give me the satisfaction or the contentment. When I've learned that all of these things that I've pursued on the outside does not give me the fulfillment on the inside, you can begin to let it go. And then in the fall, in the winter, ooh, the richness of your life. I'm in the winter of my life, and I'm accepting and loving every moment of it. There are some things I no longer can do, and I am okay with that because I'm saying yes to where I'm at. I'm saying yes to the opportunities that I have now with this richness of who I am. I love who I am because I love having the opportunity, the adventure. Life is an adventure if you see it that way. Life is an adventure if you not allow the weight of the world to hold you down. Some of us, we continue to gather all of the pain and despair. You know, we live in victimhood. We know how to be a victim. Woe is me. And if you're living with woe is me, absolutely, you cannot say yes to life, yes to the richness, yes to the opportunities, yes, because the universe follows your lead. It says, I give you free will. I will not force anything on you. But if you open up, if you know that you know that you know that you don't know, then you're open to the possibilities of life. There's so many things you still don't know that only will come when you have the courage, because you must be brave to say yes to life. You must be brave and have the courage to say yes to life. Self-sabotage is refusing to learn new skills and hobbies and open up to be, listen, you need to be teachable. You need to be teachable and to remember that life never stops sharing with us. That you are connected to the source, and the source, I don't care, it never runs dry. So how could you not say yes when the source never runs dry and it's just right there to support you and to serve you? You have to remember, I remember when computers came out. I remember when the computer came out and my daughter said to me, Mom, you got to become relevant. And I was like, what are you talking about? What is Facebook? Now I know Facebook, I know Instagram, because you have to stay teachable. You have to be open. You have to be available in order for you to really get the richness of life. Ooh, stop holding on to what's not working in our lives. Let it go. If it worked in 1925, 1962, but it doesn't work now because life is constant change. That you thought was true might not be true for you today. And it's okay, girl. Let it go. Self-awareness is, this is not the final destination. See, when you are aware of the change of life, of all the things that have happened to you, even those things that we call bad, because it is in those things where we get the richness of who we are. Whoo, self-awareness is not the final destination. The deeper you meet yourself, the more powerful you become. The deeper you meet yourself, once you peel back all those layers of other people's opinion of you, all those layers that you've been living off of, trying to be accepted by other people. Listen, once you peel that back and you meet yourself on a deeper level and you connect to the richness of who you are in spite of what the world and the labels that they try to give you, that's when you become powerful. Because when I know who I am, your opinion of me is not my reality. When I know who I am, when I walk into the room, I walk into the room powerful because I understand hurt people hurt people. And because you're hurt, and because you have not dealt with your issues, and because you are still holding on to negativity, does not mean I need to embrace that. Ooh, when you meet yourself on a deeper level, hello, girl, and you begin to appreciate yourself and be gentle with yourself, you can say yes to life because you know you have what it takes in order for you to be who you are today. Oh, I say yes. Yes to life. Yes to opportunities. Yes to everything. Total acceptance of all the things that I've been through, those things that I call good, but especially the things that I call shame, because shame can choke you. Shame can keep you in a space where you can't breathe. And if you can't breathe, you can't accept and say yes to life. Self-love is knowing that we are, listen, self-love is knowing that we are so much more than what we call our greatest mistake, our weakest moments, our most shameful choices, that I should have known better. Well, listen, let me tell you something today. You did not come with a manual. We did not come here to be perfect. We did not come here to conform. We came here to experiment and experience life. That's what makes you say yes to life, when you cannot be caught up with judgment on yourself, but when you really know that you've done your best and that's all that you can do. And especially when you know that your parents, this all knowing that we thought that they were, and then we realized that they were human, and we can like say, oh my God, they did their best. Maybe they didn't love me the way I felt I should have been loved, but they loved me with the best that they could. Maybe that love felt like rejection. Maybe that love felt like pain. But a lot of us are wounded parents, wounded healers, wounded individuals. Don't mean we're broken. It just simply means that things happen and we've not made peace with them. We've not processed them. And most of all, we've not healed from them. Whew. Saying yes to life means knowing that the universe has my back, the universe has my front and my sides. In other words, I'm covered. Whew. And the beauty of the universe is that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even care what game I play. It just says yes. The universe is transformation. Our life is what our thoughts have made it. Can I say that again? The universe is transformation. It's there, like whatever you need, however you need it. I'm here. Yes, yes. If you want to be depressed, yes. If you want to be successful, yes. It's all up to you. You are so powerful. On last year, we talked about some of the superpowers that we have, and faith is our superpower. And I'm not talking about faith that is affiliated with any type of religion. I'm talking about faith that is the trust within ourselves. See, when you can say yes to life, it's because the faith that you have within yourself is that you trust yourself. Whew. And when you can trust yourself, that you know that you're going to be there, that you know that you're doing the best that you can, that you know that you're not judging yourself, that you know you're not here to be perfect, then you have the power to create the reality that you choose to live in. Understanding that everything always ends up working out, and sometimes it even works out better than we could imagine. Have you ever experienced that? That you wanted to go one way, because we put our expectations and it has to go this way. I've had people say, I've never been loved. What do you mean you never been loved? Well, my mom, she wasn't there. She couldn't love me. So you're saying that your mom couldn't love you, but there was no one ever in your life that loved you? See, that's when you put your expectations. Because listen, if it can't come from this direction, there could have been a teacher that loved you. There could have been a sister that loved you. There could have been a stranger that loved you. I say all the time, blood equals relative, but love equals family. And sometimes we are fortunate enough that our relative can be our family. But if not, it does not mean that you're not loved. It does not mean that love has not come your way. It does not mean that life has not supplied you with what it was that you needed in order for you to be who you are today. Oh, you've been loved, honey. You might not have been loved in that relationship. You might not have been loved by your mom. But just the point that you are here, you are created in love. It is love from which you came. It is love to where you retain. Oh yeah, be the love that you want. You want to be loved, be it. Because when I love myself, when I've accepted myself, all of who I am, when I've looked at some of my choices and I look back and I've accepted them because it's who I was at that particular time. I had a baby out of wedlock. And at that time, coming from the religious background, that was taboo. That baby has been the greatest blessing I've ever had. And at the time, they told me that was the greatest mistake. I can't believe you're pregnant. I can't believe you did that. And when I look back, I realized that even at that time, I was looking for love in all the wrong places. But from what they called my greatest mistake, what I realized was, and what I come to know is that what they called my greatest mistake has been my greatest joy. She's a professor. She loves me unconditionally. You don't get caught up with people and their opinion and them trying to have an authority over you. Whew. Saying yes to life is saying yes to the part that I play in my life. Saying yes is the part that I play. Something that Sydney said is that I play a part in my healing. I play a part in my healing. And if I want to live and I want to say yes, I have to make those choices. That might mean I need to have meditation. I need to get with myself, to let go of all those negative voices who told me I was not going to be anything. That might mean that I need to accept the color of my skin, that being a Black woman is the best thing that could ever happen. That might mean I need to accept the color of my hair. I remember when I first started graying, me and Miss Clairol, honey, we had a thing going on. Whoo, yes to life, healing, the beginning of creating life on our own terms, rather than living our lives for acceptance and approval. When you learn to accept your life and live your life on its own terms, that's freedom. Because let me tell you, one shoe does not fit all. And with each and every situation, you get the freedom to say, does that work for me? Or is that something I should let go? Ooh, Shakespeare says it best. This above all, I love that quote, to thine own self be true. But he said this above all, above the titles, above the jobs, above the relationships, above other people. This above all, to thine own self be true. Saying yes to life is saying yes to you. Saying yes to life is saying yes to you, to your dreams, to the things that you desire, to the ability of accepting all of who you are, for the courage to live authentically, truthfully to who you are, saying yes beyond being a parent, beyond all the jobs that you've done, beyond your financial situation, because you're more than that. You don't even, it's hard for us to even imagine. I was looking at a film the other day, and it was showing about birth, and it was showing how that sperm fights, how it's thousands and thousands of them, and how that one sperm fights to break that shell of that egg. You've already won. You did it. Oh my God, what are the odds? There are thousands. You went against thousands and thousands. Whew. And you made it. And you're here. I say all the time, it don't matter how we got here. Whether it was the greatest love story that was ever told, or whether you came from a one-night stand, whether you knew who your father is or was, or you don't, whether you came from the projects or the penthouse, whether you came from the country or the city, whether you knew your mother and she was capable of embracing you and nurturing you or not, what's important is that you're here. And what you do with your life is up to you. Oh, you've made it. And when you recognize that you've made it, you can say yes to life. You're never too old. You're never too old to have a new beginning. As long as you're breathing, as long as you have breath in your body, as long as you wake up each and every day, you have the opportunity to create the reality. This is required. in order to say yes to life, in order to say yes to yourself, to be honest with yourself, to begin to embrace yourself, not to allow what others have said to be more important than who and what you are and what you feel. Who in each loss is a gain, and in every gain is a loss. And with each ending is a new beginning. That's life. I'm going to close with this quote that I heard. And it says, "Death whispers in my ear. Live," it says, "because I'm coming." You better live. Life is not short, not when you're living it to its fullest. It has nothing to do with your age. Some of us are buried alive. We're buried under other people's opinions. We're buried under our own thoughts. I tell you all the time, it is the thought behind the thought, that original thought that we took to be our truth, that we live. And so even though consciously we might have begin to read new books, hear new insights, but if that original thought that somebody told you that you were not going to be anything, if that original thought that somebody said that the color of your skin is not good, if that original thought that somebody say the way you express yourself sexually is wrong, that is the thought that runs your life. And so with that thought, it makes it very difficult for you to say yes to life, because you're saying, I don't deserve, I'm not enough. Saying yes to life means I'm ready to embrace life on life's terms. You have everything you need to be you, wonderfully you, beautifully you. You just have to say yes. Ashe, thank you.
Oh, Reverend Frida. Wow. Wow. This is the way to start a year. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for launching us into our greatest expression yet. Say yes to life. So thank you for saying yes to this service. Thank you for saying yes to life. And this week, be aware when you receive invitations, when you receive gifts, don't automatically say no. Give yourself permission to take a moment. Am I saying yes to life? And then answer, and then move from there. So let's continue to say yes to life. I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, have an absolutely gorgeous Sunday, and I'll do the same.
Yes.
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 Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye.